Welcome back to Upside the World. And in this one, I want to talk about the motto of Jamaica, or the coat of arms. What does this mean to you? And does this mean the same thing to people of different groups, as in race? On the screen is the definition of the motto of Jamaica, the coat of arms. The definition says the Jamaican national motto, out of many one people, is based on the population multiracial roots. The motto is represented on the coat of arms, showing a male and female member of the Taino tribe standing on either side of a shield which bears a red cross with 5 golden pineapples. The crest shows a Jamaican crocodile mounted on a royal helmet of the British monarchy and mantling. And this goes back to the question, what does this motto mean to you? Well, to me, this motto is one of the last trick bags of deception that the British monarchy leave and forced on the Jamaican people before the so-called, giving the so-called independence. Here you have a country that is over 90% black, but a lot of people in poor structure are non-black. There are a lot of Lebanese, Syrians, and by the way things are going in the future, it looks like they'll be Chinese. This motto, if you look around at other Caribbean nations, there's no other Caribbean nation that embraces such multiculturalism. If you want to trick people that are oppressed and keep them stagnated and their minds far removed from self-reliance, you sell them the idea of multiculturalism. To this day, Jamaicans speak of this motto with such pride. The overt multiculturalism, especially for a nation to have such overt multiculturalism, especially in those times where there's segregation in the 1910s and 1920s. Well, this shows to me the psychological and military mind games the British were using to fight the fighting powers of the blacks in those times and their future descendants, to get them to not walk with pride and esteem that was gained as a result of their ancestors' forceful resistance in the rebellions that were fought in places like St. Thomas and St. Elizabeth. If you look at the image on the coat of arms, there are 2 Taino Indians on there. The Taino Indians who the British and other European nations virtually wipe out from the island. But still, they made sure to put 2 Taino Indians on there for a country with majority black populace. This was part of a calculated programming for us, the black people, not to see forward. I want to go ahead and take lead. This out of many one motto is the Jamaican equivalent of Martin Luther King. I fear I'm integrating my people into a burning house. In that before desegregation, black communities in America had thriving businesses and a black dollar circulated 36 to 100 times in the community before leaving. There were black-owned saving and loans, black-owned banks, black-owned insurance companies, black-owned grocery stores, black-owned airlines, black-owned newspaper publication, black-owned hospitals, black-owned post office, amongst many things. Today, a lot of the businesses are owned by foreigners, where there's a predominantly black community or living population. And this, to me, is very in line with what is going on in Jamaica, where most of the businesses and institutions are owned by non-blacks. But unlike the integration movement of America that had civil rights acts that on the face of it acknowledge the biases and inequities in the society, in Jamaica such is not the case. Whereas the government comes up with limited scope programs such as Jamaica 2030, Jamaica 2040, Jamaica 2050. These programs are focused on non-citizens from the tourist industry to having programs with favorable terms for those non-citizens to come and own businesses. Those non-citizens getting jobs over qualified Jamaicans. No country can move forward without the consideration and involvement of a citizen, especially the one that is the majority of the population. Those Jamaica 2030, Jamaica 2040 initiatives have never been formulated to engage the black population in any actual nation building. They lack scope and they don't provide incentives to the black citizens to display their true entrepreneurial spirit. Incentives such as grants, tax abatement, tax holidays for successful businesses, loans and favorable loans repayment. Their availability is only echoed to certain section of the population. Jamaica is the most Afrocentric island in the Caribbean. It's the birthplace of two of the most, or arguably two most influential persons in the last 100 years, in Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley. However, there seem to be some non-black overseers left behind that were put in place to specifically make Jamaica of all island and its people remain stagnant. Over time, some of those overseers have become black themselves, and now the non-black overseers, while they're still there, they play the background as if to act as if they're not there. They're on autopilot. So for many of us, and for a lot of us, the out of many but one people is out of many but black people.